Hi guys, it's fall and that means it's soup weather, right? Okay, so tonight's recipe, I'm not going to actually show you me cooking it because I cooked it last night, and then it was one of my just throw together recipes, and it was so good that I thought I really should have filmed that. So let me just tell you what I did and you can recreate it, okay? I have a daughter that just hates soup. And so she just doesn't want any kind of soup. And she has a real hard time with texture. She had a very narrow palate, and she had to wear braces for quite some years and expand her palate. So her teeth didn't line up, which they do now. But then she has a very narrow opening in her throat. So she has trouble swallowing, always had trouble chewing and swallowing. So we corrected the chewing, but we can't do much about the swallowing. She just has really large tonsils, I guess. And just a very small mouth, which is probably a good thing since I have such a big one, right? Anyway, so she has trouble with things like my sprouts. She can't chew them and swallow them. They kind of get hung in her throat. She hates the texture of zucchini or squash. She won't eat that. Won't do anything with mushrooms. Just keep mushrooms away from her. So what I did last night, I had some tomatoes that were starting to get real soft. So I grabbed my Vitamix and I put about 4 of those good sized tomatoes in there, and I blitzed them, okay? And then I poured them in my Instant Pot. And then I took a zucchini, which she would never eat, and an actual bag of my sprouts, so probably a whole jar's worth, and then a bell pepper that was on the verge of turning, and I put that all in my Vitamix with just a little bit of water, and I chopped that all up. So she was getting all those nutrients and all those yummy, yummy good things without realizing that she was, okay? So that all went into the Instant Pot. And then I just chopped up 2 medium potatoes, a red onion, and I put a cup each of peas and corn from the freezer. And for the spices, I put 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of parsley flakes, a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And the maple syrup was to counteract the acidity from those fresh tomatoes. And I'm going to dish some up here for you from my leftover bowl so that you can see how good this turned out. This was just magnificent. It had a really good texture. It was real thick and hearty. And we just had this with some of my baked bread, and we just dipped it in there, and she actually ate it, and it was just really, really good. So I'm sorry I didn't film it for you, but hopefully you can just write all those ingredients down in that method and recreate this at home. Just remember, if you've got a good blender, whether it's a NutriBullet or a Vitamix or a Blendtec or just a regular Walmart blender, just whatever you've got that's about to turn. Remember, our ancestors didn't throw stuff away because it was a little wrinkly. You know, let's be frugal and let's save that produce at all costs. So throw it in that food processor or that blender and blitz it up and make it the basis for your soups. And then throw some hearty stuff in there so that you've got an actual bite and something to chew. And this is just the season for soup, right? Have a good day, guys.